Hey, hi everybody, and welcome to the show. Tonight, for the first time ever in Taco Tuesday history, we will be talking about UFOs, alien presence, and all kinds of things coming out of the paranormal universe. Is it real or is it Memorex? Stay tuned to find out as Taco Tuesday starts now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Taco Tuesday. This is your host, El Hebro, along with El Sagioso, and we are here live tonight for Taco Tuesday, another edition of Taco Tuesday. Hey, El Sagio, how you doing tonight, brother?
Well, I'm doing quite well, thank you. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'll tell you, I had some Spanish rice earlier, and I'll tell you, I thought my stomach was going to literally explode like a balloon that was filled with helium, and then immediately got squashed by an elephant's foot.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting. But I'm just fine. Thanks for asking. Would have worked as well. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man. I can't eat as much as I used to, man. When I was a preteen, man, I could eat like 6 steaks and 7 baked potatoes and a great big huge bowl of salad all in one setting. And I'll tell you what, man, it wasn't easy, but I did it.
I can relate to that. I remember one time, I don't know, I wouldn't go so far as to say preteen, but I was probably 19 or 20 years old, and I walked into a White Castle, a Whitey Caselli, and I ordered 15 White Castles, and I wasn't sure if I ordered enough.
Oh, man.
And a large fry and a drink, and I sat down at one of those little Formica tables that they have there, and I proceeded to bash every single one of them.
Sweet.
And I almost felt like I needed to go back and get one more on the way out.
Mm.
But today, I don't think I would ever order more than 5.
No. And that's the thing about it, man, is back then when I was a preteen, we used to play sports, and we used to go out and hit a baseball around and play kickball, and do like 100 push-ups a day and squats and all that stuff. Our bodies were in good shape back then,
Most definitely, yeah. I was very active at that age.
Mm-hmm.
I was on wrestling team, football team. I played baseball. I was very athletic, very involved in my physical fitness, you might say. Well, but not so much anymore. Now it's like, oh man, I gotta go cut the grass. I better psych myself up for it.
Yeah. You almost have to have motivational speaker in your head going, hey, you get your ass off that couch right now, and you go out there and you mow that lawn. And I mean right now, mister.
Exactly. And don't let one little thing happen like a setback. Like I'll get myself motivated. I'll jump up. I'll get my shoes on. I'll get out there ready to cut the grass. And I'm thinking in my head, just like you said, mister, you got to get out there and get it done. I'm all psyched up, ready to go do it. But don't let me get out there and find out that I'm low on gas. Oh, well, guess I'm low on gas. I'll just have to wait till tomorrow. or don't let me pull the string more than 5 times and the lawnmower don't start. Well, fuck yeah, you bet. I'll just go ahead and put you right back in the shed.
That's what I say to my lawnmower every time. I always have to pull it at least 5 or 6 times, and then by the 6th time, I'm like, if you don't start this time, I'm just gonna put you away, and I'll try again tomorrow.
I'll show you.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you though, you know, yeah, it isn't easy nowadays to get highly motivated.
Yeah, especially if you watch a little TV or listen to any mainstream media before you get started. I know I sound like a broken record, but
Oh yeah.
it really can bring your whole energy down if you get caught up in that life.
Well, the thing for me is like sometimes I'll go through a phase where I'm binge watching shows, or maybe I'm playing a video game where I have to build entire worlds or something. And then
Right.
I'll be like, okay, I'll go out there and mow the lawn right after this. I swear, I'll put down the controller and I'll be done right after this one. Oh wait, no, I just made it to another level.
Yeah.
I can't go out there now. I got it.
I didn't complete the collection of rare antiquities that I had to find.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, we got people popping in left and right here.
Oh, really? Let me look to my left. Yeah, I see them. Let me look to my right. Yep, they're right over there.
Oh, they're coming in just as we're getting everything warmed up. Good for them.
Yeah, I know these flour tortillas are fully steamed, ready to make a soft taco.
Oh man, that is the truth. But let me. Hey, can you mute up real fast?
Let you do what?
Can you? I'm gonna do the room a shout out real quick.
Okay, do you want me to mute up?
Yes, sir. If you would, that would be lovely.
Okay.
Thank you. Like I'm trying to whisper, it's anyway. Like nobody heard that.
Yeah, like the people wearing with iPods on didn't hear you, but me with my speakerphone holding it like at arm's length did.
Right. Okay, so we have Michael Fontaine in the house. We have Dark Wolf's Then show. He had his show to it. I didn't know that. He said he's checking in. He's at work right now at the moment, though. Catherine Snows is on the show. We have Lorraine Lamore is in here as well. And broadcasting live deep in the heart of Southern Illinois, it is. Oh, wait, no. He's not here. Never mind. Okay, that's all.
Hey, I got a question, though. Now that you explained to me that it's a thing to be first, who was first today?
Oh, well, let's check it out, man. I believe Michael Fontaine was first.
Michael Fontaine? You didn't even shout him out.
Michael Fontaine? Yes, I did.
I could have swore I didn't hear it, or I would have said something.
Well, we didn't do our usual Michael Fontaine.
Yeah, Michael Fontaine.
Oh, what do you know about that?
I don't. I know he was first.
See, he should have typed in first.
Yeah.
That would have been a thing.
Yeah.
Then you could have said, that's a thing?
Well, I could have. Actually, I sort of did, but not exactly like the way you did.
Oh, you should say it like that, though. It gives it more pepper.
You're right. A little bit more paprika.
Yeah.
A little bit more allspice. A little bit more nutmeg. A little bit more cumin. That's a thing?
There you go. All right. There he's just first. Well, hey, better late than never, I guess,
Exactly.
Catherine Snow said hello to you.
Well, hello right back at you. I am glad to see you. Yeah, I've noticed you've been here more and more regularly lately.
I like the name Catherine Snows. I think it has a good ring to it.
Well, it's like a triple entendre. I mean, it's literally face value. Catherine's knows, just like you would say it. Then it's Catherine knows, like she knows what's going on, and then you could say Catherine snows, like it's snowing outside.
Well, I just like it because it reminds me of that hot chick from Three's Company,
Well, that works too.
Christy Snow.
Oh, okay. See, I would have never made that correlation.
Oh yeah, man. And she's a blonde too.
Gotcha.
I don't know what it is, but I just have a thing for blondes. What can I
All
say?
right.
Hey,
Well, since you bring up Three's
speaking of,
Company, you got me. Which Mr. Roper did you like better, the original one or the new one that was, kind of a little more high strung? The young, was it? Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Which one did you like better?
well, first of all, there was only one Mr. Roper. There was a Mr. Roper and Mrs. Roper. They were called the
Right.
Ropers.
Yeah. You're right.
And
He was only one Mr. Roper. What was the new guy that took over for the Ropers?
that was Mr. Furley, played by Don Knotts.
Yeah, Don Knotts. I was going to say that. Now, which one did you like better? As the as that character? That comedic. I guess that you would say, that played the role of the tenant or the landlord or whatever.
I got to tell you, I like Don. I like them each in their own way. Like they each
I
have
agree.
different
It's
qualities
hard
to
to
them.
choose, isn't it?
I mean, I like Don Knotts, so I like the way he played the character, all high strung, and
Yeah.
it was a little bit of Barney in there, and a little bit of he had a little bit of Barney going on. He had a little bit of his character from Herbie the Love Bug going on.
And he was better at the physical comedy like Jack Tripper did. Like he could do the whole body language, like moving his body to make himself funny. Where the Mr. Roper, he was kind of an older gentleman, and he kind of, his comedy was more on his opening his eyes real wide and stuff like that.
Now, one thing about the show, I liked it more with Suzanne Summers, the Catherine Snow's character,
Yes.
was on the show. But years later, when it had come out that she was a complete diva and she was wanting more money, and she was asking to get paid more than the star of the show, which at the time nobody really considered him to be the star of the show, but good old John Ritter.
Yeah, John Ritter was the star of the show as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I did like Suzanne Summers, don't get me wrong. But yeah, finding out later that she was so full of herself, then, kind of backfired on her because later she was trying to make her money through Thigh Master infomercials. You know what I mean?
I definitely know what you mean. I was a huge fan of those infomercials.
I have to say, I wasn't so quick to change the channel myself.
But
that's why I know. That's why they're still relevant even to this day.
Yeah, I imagine those girls probably smelt real good.
Okay, now you're taking it a little too far, Catherine's nose.
No. I'm saying, like, in each episode, it looked like they were fresh out of the shower.
Oh, well, they often were.
Yeah.
It seems like that the shower was a common bit in the show. Like one of them jumping out of the shower, or needing something while in the shower.
Now,
let me ask you this: now, if you was to put out a Craigslist ad for a roommate, and it happened to be some hot, late 20-something-year-old, and she's only there for a couple days, and you walk in, set your keys down on the table, and you hear her yelling for you. Hey, could you bring me a towel? I forgot to get a towel in the shower. Would you feel awkward at that exact moment?
Nope. I'd bring her a little wash rag. Here's your towel.
Oh, is that not big enough? Here, let me get you another one.
Exactly. Yes.
That's funny, man.
No, but I got to tell you, the Larry guy, I bet he probably
smelled like Old Spice. He looked like he smelled
Yeah,
like
he definitely smelled like cheap cologne, didn't he?
yeah. Some kind of 70s cologne. Now,
What was the Regal Beagle was the name of the bar they hung out at, right?
oh man, heck yeah. I wish we had a pub like that in my town. That would have been awesome.
I had a best friend that reminded me of Larry. It was like as soon as I turned my head, I knew he would be hitting on my girlfriend.
Yeah. I had a friend like that too. Is the thing that reminded me, my friend was not that he'd be hitting on my girlfriend as soon as I turned my head, or the girl I was trying to score with. More or less, the part of Larry that he reminded me of was the part where he would often ask to borrow $5 here or $10
Yeah,
here, or
exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was lots of aspects of him that I could relate to, like as growing up later. Getting into like young adulthood and having. I guess you couldn't. I really wouldn't call them friend. I would call them male acquaintances that I met out and about around town that like to try to pretend to be your friend.
Eddie
But
Von
Larry really was a good friend when it was all over said and done with. When he really needed to be there for Jackie was.
Eddie Von King brings up a good point. I probably messed up, and I accidentally called Chrissy Snow Catherine Snow.
Oh yeah, I think you said it reminds you of Chrissy Snow. You're just caught up on the snow thing.
Yeah, I am, man. I love snow. I don't like the code, but I love snow. You can throw things in snow. You can. It's good to make movies out in because it's brighter than what it usually is. First of all, when it's daylight out.
Oh yeah, I've walked outside on a fresh snow and could barely see. I had to squint so hard because of if it snowed and then on the sun comes out, it's like the light is so intense it hurts your eyes.
Yeah, it does, man. I'll tell you, that's another thing about it. Let me ask you this: when
All
you're
right.
out in the snow, and there's a lot of snow out there, okay, and you walk out there, and it could be like, I don't know, 0 outside, or even 13. Um, does it even feel like it's cold out when there's snow on the ground?
It depends on if it's windy or not.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Usually,
if it's windy and got cold and there is snow, it's like 3 times as cold.
okay.
But if it's sunny out, and let's not go so far as 0, but yeah, right around like anything above 20 degrees and it's sunny and you're getting that like refraction of that sunlight, it just seems like it provides like a virtual warmth factor that it's inexplicable, it's hard to explain, but I do know what you mean.
Yeah, usually when I'm standing in the snow and it's only like it'd be 30 degrees, for example, I don't feel cold. I don't feel cold at all unless, like you said, there's wind blowing. Now the wind's blowing, that's one thing I can't take is the wind. I got to be honest with you. I put my 1950s hat, the hunter's hat, with the ear flaps.
Mm-hmm.
I put that on. I got my coveralls on, and the glove, the mittens, you know. I gotta have, I'm not a code. I don't like the code too much, but in the same respect, I can't stand the heat either.
Right.
When it's above 80 degrees, I have to have my air on, man.
Yeah. Why am I thinking of oh shoot, I can't think of his name. Yeah, I know you'll be able to tell me the actor's name. He was in Ghostbusters, and it wasn't Dan Aykroyd or Egon Spangler, and he was white.
Are you talking about Ray Stantz?
Yeah, what was his actor name?
Well, that's Dan Aykroyd.
No, not Dan Aykroyd, the other actor.
Well, there's only 3 white ones.
I know, and it's not Egon Spangler. Who's the other one?
That would be Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray. I'm thinking of Bill Murray like Spies Like Us. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
No. It wasn't. Bill Murray was not in Spies Like Us. That was Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, okay. Dan Aykroyd in Spies Like Us when he was wearing the hat that you were just describing in the coveralls. That's what I had in a mental image of.
Oh, okay, yeah. When they were in Russia, him and Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Yep. Chevy Chase and Bill Murray had a feud back in those days.
Oh, really?
They had an ongoing feud. They couldn't stand each other, man.
Which would probably explain why they hardly ever worked together.
Yep. The only time, if I'm not mistaken, that they ever worked together was in Caddyshack.
And that's probably when the feud was instigated.
Yeah, you're probably right, man. Because, Chevy Chase has a huge ego, and Bill Murray
kind of stole the show with that whole bit with the, what was it, a groundhog or?
Oh, a gopher?
A gopher. Yeah, he kind of stole some of the thunder. That was the most memorable part of the movie.
Oh, it sure was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, Chevy Chase, both Chevy Chase and Bill Murray have inflated egos. I mean, they just, when those two egos combined, they tend to clash,
Right. Well, it's a good thing you and I don't have big egos,
Oh, I know. Yeah, but I will admit something. You are such a diva with the shades on, though, I gotta say.
Well, that's true. I'll self-admit that.
And you always got to make sure that you look just perfect before we go live. You're always combing your hair and getting you're splashing on your Old Spice and.
Yeah, I won't wear a shirt unless it's been to the dry cleaner.
Right.
So often I just broadcast with no shirt. Yeah, you're right.
Well, you either have no shirt on, or you got the shirt without the buttons opened up with the chest hair and the gold chain.
Oh, that's true. That's usually how I roll.
Yeah. No, but seriously, man, we're gonna have a good show here tonight. We got a lot to cover.
Yes, we do. And we may or may not have a special guest joining us later. It's still kind of yet to be determined, from what I understand.
Absolutely. We're in competition with, well, not competition, but
we have competing programs. But let's not mention our competition because we want to keep our audience here.
That's right. Shh! Don't say anything, man.
I know, right?
Don't talk.
Don't let the cat out of the bag.
I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say that one of our co-hosts is missing tonight, notably, and I'm not going to say why they're missing. But I'm just saying they're missing. That's the only clue I'm going to throw out there.
Gotcha. Well, like I said before, whatever you do, don't let the cat out of the bag.
Holy cow! Look who it is, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there he went. That was Alf. What?
Well, he heard us talking about cats. He had to pop in real quick.
Oh man! Well, what's he doing here?
He I don't know. I mean, to tell him to come back.
You know what? When we start our alien segment, yeah, he should come back.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk. We'll bring him back on later.
But I wanted to talk about a few things tonight. I want to bring up. Now,
oh, you make it sound so somber the way you say it.
Well, now when everyone with everything that's going on in 2020,
2020, man. Let's just say 2020. Who would have predicted 2020 would have been the disaster that it has become?
Oh man, I'm telling you. But I was going to say something funny that someone posted on Facebook though.
Okay, let's hear it.
They were talking about, okay, now that we're done with Corona season and Murder Hornet season, what color clothes am I supposed to wear for riot season?
Yeah, no. Well, the answer is all black.
Oh, okay. It's good to know. And I was like, well, for Corona season, I imagine you had to wear your yellow jumpsuit, With
your
the,
hazmat suit. Yeah.
yeah. And then whenever Killer Hornet is in season, you got
You
to
put
wear
on your beekeeper suit.
That's right. Yeah.
And now you wear your bank robbing suit.
Oh yeah, that's the fashion right now, man. It's in fashion.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's in vogue.
That's right. Yeah. Could you imagine a Saturday Night Live skit with like not red carpet, but like what do they call those things? Pageants. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking.
like the catwalk.
Yeah, with the models. What do they call that? What's that called?
A runway model.
Well, I know
On the catwalk. They're walking down the catwalk.
on the catwalk.
Yeah, like I'm too sexy for this
Damn it.
for this beekeeper suit catwalk.
On the catwalk.
Yeah.
On the catwalk. I do my little move on the catwalk. You mean that catwalk?
Yeah, why you guys keep talking about cats? You trying to bring me out here earlier or what? I thought you told me to stay backstage and not eat the green M&Ms.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, Alf. I think we're making Alf hungry.
I know. I mean, plus the fact that I'm a cat. Good thing I'm a little bit intimidating, or me and him were kind of wrestling earlier.
Oh man. Well, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he would try to eat you.
Yeah, but he saw my fangs. He backed off.
No, not
And
Beauty.
we checked his alien blaster at the door, so he didn't bring it in with him.
Oh, thank God. Because that thing, from what I hear, he's got it set to 3 settings. There's hold on, I can't hear myself, man. Can you do something real quick? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's got 3 settings on it. There's frequency. There's fried, barbecued, and I think ranch flavor. Like he's got 3 different settings on that ray gun when he's zapping cats.
I think the word you were looking for originally was fricassee.
Oh yeah, fricassee, fried fricassee chicken, or in his case, fried fricassee cat. But anyway, can you do? You think Alf would be upset if I did an impression of him?
I think he would actually like to hear it. Well, I know I would, so go ahead.
Hey, Willie! Ha! I kill me! Huh?
That was pretty good. I'm not going to be able to live up to those standards.
Oh, well, Alf will. Alf knows how to do it.
Well, that's good.
I mean, he is Alf. So
that's true.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, man, we got JoJo's is in the house. We got good old reliable, always here and always listening with his ears on, good old go-kart Bob.
That's what's up.
And also, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you or nothing, but also, Catherine Snows brings up beauty pageant, but I don't think it's called a beauty pageant. That's where they win the Miss America award reward. Award? I mean, not reward. Yeah, we give you $5,000 if you capture Miss America and bring her back here in one piece. No, award. But it was some sort of modeling type thing where they model clothes, and I forget what the name of it's called.
Yeah, I don't even forget the context now. What I was trying to help you with.
Yeah, we were talking about catwalks.
Catwalks. Yeah.
I do my little turn on the catwalk. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
I can tell you like that song.
Well, since I shaved my hair off, I kind of look like White Said Fred.
Okay. Did you say White Said Fred?
No. No, hey now, don't get me all tangled up in that.
I don't want to get you caught up in some cancel culture bullshit. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
No, right. I must have not have pronounced my R's very well. Right, said Fred. Right? Am I right or am I right or am I not right?
Well, you're definitely not right.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's funny. Oh, Dark Wolf has the answer I've been searching for. It's called a fashion show.
Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Oh man, no. Winner, taco dinner.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I told Alf we were going to have a kitten dinner. So just so you know.
Oh well, he will know the difference if you replace it with chicken.
Well, that's good to know. I'll just say, well, you must have misunderstood me. I said chicken, not kitten.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, Alf would misunderstand you on that point. But anyway, enough talk about eating pussies. Let's get down to the UFO stuff, man.
I get that. That was a taco joke. That was funny.
Uh-huh. Sure. It sure was. That's right, man. Anyway, yes, we are going to be talking about UFOs tonight. And we're going to talk about, space aliens, Area 51. It is going down, baby. Oh, shit, I just spilled my tea.
Yeah, it's going down, all right. Make sure you have some Bounty paper towels handy because it's going down.
I know, man. It's a good thing I stockpiled my paper towels when the panic was going on,
Yeah, it's a good thing you still have 72 more rolls in that pantry closet of yours.
That's right, man. Otherwise, I'd be in trouble if I slammed my fist on the desk.
You know what though? You know what aggravates me about paper towels nowadays is they got these just a square. So you go and you need like 7 paper towels real quick, and you go to grab the roll and you pull on it and you get like a little square barely the size of your hand. You're like, what the heck is this going to wipe up?
Well, I got to tell you, man, that's why I do this little thing where I grab the end of the paper towel and I grab the roll at the same time, and I try to get it to stretch out as long as it can before I rip it off there. Because, when I'm in my room drinking or doing anything really, and you don't want to just get a little square. That's not going to clean up a whole glass of orange juice,
It sounds like you're quite accident prone.
Well, do you remember that time I spilled a whole glass of tea all over my plug, like my wires? I told you.
I remember that.
Yeah. I had to throw away the extension cord, man. That was a bad time in my career.
Well, we all have our ups and downs. You overcame, so that's all that really matters.
Oh yeah, and extension cords are what, like $4 a piece?
Dude, yeah. What world do you live in? They're like $40 a piece. A high quality one that's longer than a foot.
No, man, that's not true. Come on, don't tease our audience like that.
Oh, maybe I just shop at the wrong places for it.
You must be shopping at Electronomax or something, man. You got $40 a cord. Come on, dude.
I was at Menards and I was trying to get it was a water hose. That's what I was trying to buy. Oh, okay. And I couldn't find one that was less than $40 to save my life.
Wow. Less than $40. I could buy a water hose down the Ace Hardware, a 60-foot water hose for about $10, man.
Yeah, but how long does it last? That is the question. I mean, does it start falling apart and leaking all over the place within the second or third time you go to, run it across your yard?
I got to be honest, man. I have one of those Smart Shopper Plus cards or whatever they are. What do they call it? The Ace Hardware rewards, whatever it is.
A customer reward card. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah. So that might have been the case. That might have been normally like $20. So I might be stretching the truth a little bit, you know.
Oh, I get it. Stretching. That's a good one.
I knew it would be, and I knew you'd catch on, man, because you're quick like that, you know.
I've been known to stretch the truth a little bit.
Where's my noisemaker when I need one? Jojo said Dollar Tree extension cords, LOL, guaranteed to start a fire. Well, I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, have you ever put your hand next to the wall receptacle on one of those? It's like a Christmas tree from Taiwan. It's not if it's going to catch on fire, it's when it's going to catch on fire.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been lucky so far, man. I've, knock on wood. Whoa, who's that at our door? What is going on here? Oh, wait a minute. I was knocking on the table. Sorry, guys.
So what do we got off the bat first here on topics to talk about today on Taco Tuesday?
Well, I got to tell you, man, I was going to save the best for last, but we might as well make the entire show about UFOs and aliens. And the very first thing I want to show is those lights that we saw last night. I want to do just a recap on that, and then we can dig our heels into the good stuff.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, because My Life DIY, who told us about this, gave you a link and said it was a live feed, but apparently it's still live, huh?
Yes.
Well, let's go check it out. Let's see if there's been any updates.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the segment of the show that I like to call the weird, the bizarre, the twisted, and the unexplained. Do you see strange lights in the sky? Do you see a saucer flying overhead? Who could it be? Who could it be? Look up in the tree. It's DRE. It's now time for UFOs. You know, the whole time that video was playing, I could have got the video ready, but I was too transfixed on that. I didn't do it. I don't have it ready, man.
That music is mesmerizing. It's almost like it puts you in a trance-like state, you know?
Oh, for sure, brother.
Kind of like when you're being abducted by a UFO.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's what they play just before they abduct people.
I'm you're envisioning that slow, like that tractor beam kind of thing where your body's slowly elevating up towards it, and you feel like you can, like, if you start paddling like a dog when you hold it over the bathtub, you can come back down to the ground.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, man. And this movie was based off of a true story. Have you ever seen Fire in the Sky?
Yeah, I watched The Apprentice, Fire the Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're talking about something different, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I'm talking about a movie, man.
So you're not talking about people getting fired?
Very funny, dude. No, I'm not talking about that.
So you didn't say Fire the Sky?
Fire in the Sky.
Oh, Fire in the Sky.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Refresh my memory.
Well, in 1974, a group of guys went on a hiking trip or something to that nature. I don't know if it was a hiking trip or a camping trip.
They were out in the wilderness, nevertheless.
Yes. And the one guy disappeared, and he was gone for, I think, about 3, maybe 4 years. And when he came back, he told his friends the story about how that night when they were out camping, and they all saw lights in the sky, and they were trying to drive away from it. And he was traumatized. He had what we would call today SPD, PDS, or post.
Oh, he had public broadcasting service.
he had public broadcasting service syndrome. Yes.
Oh, you mean PTSD?
Yes. I never can get those initials right. I always just say the full word.
Right. Well, I think if you just like get a Z-Pack and some chloroquine, it'll cure it.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh no, that's STDs. Never mind.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm asking for a friend. Where can you get something like that?
Just ask your doctor. He'll be sure to. He'll probably give it to you over Zoom.
Okay, I'll tell my friend.
You could probably just Zoom the doctor and be like, "Hey, doc, I'm asking for a friend."
Right.
He was recently abducted by aliens, and he caught a PTSD.
I don't see. Oh, what am I thinking? She's not on Facebook. Oh, I've been looking this whole time on my messenger, dude. Oh,
Looking on for your for the link from yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know where you received it, but I know you sent it to me. If you just want to go to where you sent it to me.
Oh, no, I'll find it on. It's easier to find it on that link because we didn't talk very much.
Did I ever mention this is my favorite part of the show?
Yeah, just once or twice, I guess.
Okay, I just wanted to remind you.
Okay. Well, it brings some authenticity. You say it for me. I can't talk.
Authenticity?
Yes, sir. Authenticity.
We were doing so good. You had the whole X-Files music playing. You created the mood. You had everybody vibing. And now it's like 20 minutes later, and the trances wore off, and we're finally getting around to displaying it here. Here we go.
Sorry about that, guys. Well, here, let me enlarge it and then double enlarge it so everyone can see. For those of you that didn't tune in last night, first of all, shame on all of you. And then, no, I'm kidding. But second of all, here's the footage. These lights just appeared out of nowhere. And the people in Idaho were just like, what in the hell am I looking at? And what makes this particular video look so just like different than the rest of it, I would say, is these lights, they disappear and then more come in. As you can see, more coming in as other ones disappear. And it looks like, to me, in my opinion, that they're getting closer. And this is an aerial view. You don't usually see shots like this from an aerial view. And I think that's because the person is either high up on a tower somewhere or he's using a drone. What do you think, Sag? You think he's using a drone?
Well, the way that the camera is panning left and right, it almost is like, you see how like off in the distance there's like a higher elevated hill or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that they're on some type of elevated platform, or they're on the at the top of a ridge or something, because it's almost like they're holding the camera.
Okay. It does look kind of too good for drone footage, doesn't it?
Yeah, plus the drone, I mean, and I think it's really only like, we're only really seeing like maybe 2-3 minutes of footage at the most, and then it's on a loop. Okay. It might even only be like 30 or 40 seconds, really.
Yeah, let me see what says it's no longer live. He filmed this for 8 hours, or kept this on for 8 hours? Holy crap.
Well, if that's the case, skip ahead an hour or two and let's see what happens.
But oh wait, look, check it out. Yeah, see, it's still.
Yeah, it's a loop
Yeah.
because it looks just like the same time of day. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The lighting hasn't changed at all.
And when we watched this last night, it was pretty dark in both of our areas, where you're from, where I'm from, and I'm pretty sure Idaho isn't that too far behind us.
Yes, I would consider Idaho to be out west. So
Okay,
yeah, they're probably you're central, right? So they're probably mountain or Pacific.
true. So let's get off of here, and I just wanted to recap that for people who didn't know about it. I just oh crap, sorry about that personal information. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to recap it for people that didn't know, that didn't catch last night's show. And let's read some of the comments. Catherine Snow says Travis Walton. Eddie Von King says weather balloons. JoJo says Phonics lights. Looks like the Phonics lights. Well, it might have came out of Phoenix. Why do I keep saying Phonics? Maybe I'm hooked on Phonics. I don't know. A hill. Michael Fontaine thinks they're standing on a hill. That could be possible if it's a high hill. Like they do have big hills. Do they have big hills in Phoenix, Arizona? I don't know.
Well, I thought you said it was Idaho. Get it right or pay the price.
Well, I don't know. The video title said Idaho.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, it looked like they could have been on a ridge, like because they were pretty high up there, and they either climbed. I don't know. Yeah, I would say they were probably on some type of ridge, but then it seems like they were elevated even more so than that. So maybe like a third or fourth floor of a building or a balcony or something on top of a ridge. You know what I'm saying?
Here's an interesting point. Catherine Snow says it's making constellations. I didn't really.
Oh, that's an interesting observation. It did kind of seem like they were forming some type of pattern. I didn't actually take the time to try to interpret it. Can you copy the link and put it in chat for people who may want to check it further? I mean, you don't have to right this very second, but
you know what? I don't know if I can.
As a matter of fact, I can do it. I'll go ahead and do that because you sent me the link.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you do that, and then while you're doing that, I'm going to look up something that I'm curious about. And then we're going to talk about something.
All right.
The UFO getting shot at. Okay, let's see. Being shot in the upper atmosphere. No. Do you remember? Oh, here we go. I found it. Oh, this is kind of a cool thing. And I don't know if you remember, but a few months back, we did a thing back in, was it back in October? On Shifty Sunday, where we showed this video of UFOs being shot at over Israel, and the UFO shoot back. Do you remember that? Hello? Did we lose him? Oh, he's looking something up. Okay.
All right, I'm here. Hey, what were you saying?
Do you remember? It's been a few months back on Shifty Sunday where we showed footage of a UFO that was being shot at, and the UFOs were shooting back at them.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I have found that footage, but this footage looks very different from the one that we viewed on Shifty Sunday that day. And while you're doing that, I just wanted to say hello to CJ Wood. She just stepped in. She said, "What's up, my fellow Taco Tuesdayans? I just got back from rehearsal." All right, cool. Okay, what is Cameron's message? That seemed like a cool message. Okay, I'll check that out. Does it show? Oh, I guess I better type it.
You're so funny. You're inconspicuous is not your strong suit, my friend.
I didn't like, say the whole thing.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, that I that's like I didn't eat all of the cake. I just ate half of it. I didn't realize it was your birthday and you were going to put candles on it. No, I'm just playing.
No, let's see here. I need to go to folks. I need to go do something real quick. You talk amongst yourselves. I got to check.
All right, I will do that. I know we. I remember the one you were talking about before about the.
Let's see here. We're not having this. Dang it! I can't do it that way. Really?
It always goes back and forth sometimes. They were like shooting like crazy, and they couldn't hit them for nothing. They were like they were quicker than our technology or our capability to whatever it was flying in the sky. It was quite evasive, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Oh wow! You can check and see who's lurking. Cool. Hey, I'm going to type something in our private chat real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there we go. Key. Okay, did you see that?
Yes, I did.
All right, cool. And good for them. I mean, good for the UFOs that couldn't shoot back at us. I mean, I don't know. What were you talking about?
The one you mentioned before about the military.
Oh, yeah. Remember, Arbor was on our show that night.
Yeah.
He knows about what we're talking about, I'm sure. And I think he mentioned something about target practice or some sort of technical maneuvers or something.
Yeah, I remember he had a kind of an insight on it that was a little bit better than ours because he did something similar to that when he served.
Mm-hmm. I know that's what it was.
But it was ground to air.
What? Who?
It was ground to air.
Oh, yeah. Surface to air missiles.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
But let's keep the show moving.
Yeah.
What did you want to bring up next? Did you want to look at that Virgin Mary picture again?
No, sir. I have the footage I was talking about, and I wanted to share.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We'll do that first, and then we'll do the other one last.
Okay.
And that other one that I had you bring up, we did that on that show as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but that's been a long time ago. So our new customers won't not customers.
our new watchers,
Yeah, viewers. That's what I was trying to
viewers.
say.
Yeah,
Viewers.
I like the. I'm picking the weirdest synonyms lately.
Uh-huh.
Ground instead of surface, watchers instead of viewers.
But hey, it works either way. I mean, But here you have incredible footage of UFO getting shot by Israel, and UFO shoots back. Now, I don't remember them shooting back in the video we watched.
No, this is totally different footage. This is
Mhm.
this is totally different.
So I think this should be interesting. It's only 30 seconds long. So I'm saying weird shit too, man. All right, so here we go. There are sirens going off.
Yeah, for sure. Oh wow.
Hmm.
That sky is so dark, it's as dark as the black screen next to it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I'd have ran back in the house too.
Wait.
You gotta replay that?
Yes, I do. Now, look, you see these things flying around here. They almost. I don't see. Where's their gunfire coming from?
I think that's what you're gonna see next. That. Oh
Wow.
no, maybe not. It's hard to say.
Oh, yeah, that. Look, even the dog's running. Here, let me just. So the sirens are going on. This is almost like a full-on attack, Check it out. I like watching that dog running off. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I was looking at the date on the top of the screen. I think it says.
Whee!
I think it says 10/23. Is that 2019? So that's kind of. I mean, that's still kind of recent. It's not like it was back in the 80s or the 70s or something.
No, that is very recent, and that might be around the time we saw that other video.
Yeah, you're right. It does seem like I don't know, like a lot of the paranormal stuff is really kind of really that the frequency level of sightings have seemed to increase in the past 6 months to a year, as well as like almost everything. I mean, even Loch Ness monster's been brought up again in conversations. Bigfoot's really been relevant lately. It just seems like all that kind of stuff is had a sudden resurgence.
Yeah, I remember as a child, well, not a child, but as a small kid, watching Unsolved Mysteries back when it was on in the 80s. I think mid to late 80s, I think it was on with Robert Stack. And I remember, man, I used to really enjoy watching those UFO segments that they did, and the ghost segments too. Like there was a ghost segment on there that occurred, and I remember this very well, and I've only seen it once, and I can't find it to this day. And it was about these boys, and they encounter a witch, and they encounter the witch, the spirit of an evil witch, after the dad purchases a set of bunk beds. And ever since he put those bunk beds in that room, paranormal experiences were happening. And I don't know if the history of the bunk beds is like the lumber that was used to make the bunk beds came from some sort of evil demonic possession or something. I don't know what the case was. But,
right.
It's
they refabricated like 1,000 magic wands and made it into a bunk bed set.
Yeah, I don't, man. No, but you know what? In all serious, though, that traumatized me when I saw that episode. Just the way they laid it out and the way they portrayed it, and you know how they do the reimagining or the reenactment. That's the word I'm trying to look for.
You didn't like the way they stacked those bunks up, huh?
Well, no, man. It's just, well, you'd have to see it as a little kid to understand what I'm saying. Like, they showed the glowing green light coming from underneath the door and the smoke coming from there. And
Oh yeah, the theatrical effects that they put
Yeah.
into play.
And they
So
just-
did you have like a thing like against bunk beds ever since then? Like,
well, I mean, no, but it did give me nightmares, man. I'm being serious, man.
I'm taking you seriously, but I can see how it could have literally made you scared of bunk beds.
You know what? Actually, I'll tell you what I was more afraid of when I was a little kid was hanging my feet over the edge of the bed.
Oh yeah, because you were afraid something like underneath would grab at them or something.
Yes. That was one of my biggest fears. And even to this day, when I go to sleep, I can't sleep without curling my legs up, like in the fetal position.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, now I know a great practical joke to play on you if I ever get the opportunity.
Right. Yeah. Hide under the bed till I get ready to go to bed, and then all of a sudden grab the end of my feet, pull me off the bed, and beat the shit out of me. I see what you're talking about.
Well, I wasn't quite going to go to that extreme, but
You have to go the full distance with it, or it won't seem real.
Gotcha.
It won't scare me enough.
Yeah, I'll make sure I have a green glowing light that I'll turn on right before I grab it.
Oh man. Hey, listen, I gotta go get another cup of coffee. When I return, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you have an article about UFOs and such that you would like to read to us, sir.
Yeah, if you want to cue up the that theme that you played earlier while you go grab your cup of coffee.
Ooh, I can only do it once per show.
Oh, okay. Or else you have to pay dividends.
Yes, exactly. But you could talk about it a little bit because I do have to do something else too. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned to Taco Tuesday when we return after these messages. Sorry, I had to do that.
No, I was waiting for the messages to start, but I think I'm the messages, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I love how you put me on the spot. This is my second favorite part of the show. But the thing that I think we're talking about next, if I'm not mistaken, is proof. It's from proofofalien.com. You know, I'm sure it's really substantial proof here, but it's actually top 10 ancient Egyptian alien hieroglyphics, proof of alien life. And you know what? I think you can get lost in terminology here because, you know, what we call an alien, I think, is a lot of times the result of, you know, science fiction that we've been exposed to through, you know, writers, you know, starting around the 1950s or so, where they started kind of doing the whole modern day aesthetic of labeling them what they are, the little green men, ET, you name it. But, you know, back then, I don't know that they necessarily saw them as little green guys with ray guns. I think they had like a whole different connotation. I think they saw them as kind of like some type of spiritual thing. I'm not an expert on the subject, but it's hard for me to imagine them like, you know, like thinking of them in the exact same context that we do today, simply because the culture was so much different. The people's spiritual outlook was just so much more refined, is in the sense that it you really didn't have like the same I have a hard time finding the words I'm trying to say, but you didn't have the same media influence as you do today. I don't think that they were reading science fiction novels back then, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So they were very in tune with the stars, and they didn't have little black screens to stare at all day, so they spent a lot of their time studying the constellations and cosmic and just the cosmos in general. And
Ooh,
they had names for every
remember that show?
constellation. I'm sorry, let me finish this up real quick.
Oh,
They had names for every constellation, and they could
well,
actually look up at the sky and point to a specific constellation and be able to name it and it had a deep philosophical meaning to them. Where we look up at the sky nowadays, we can barely point out the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, and after that is kind of a struggle. You know what I'm saying?
oh, were you done?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Can
Well,
you point out much more than
I
like the
didn't,
Big Dipper or the Little Dipper?
I didn't want to interrupt you. Uh, you know.
Well, I was trying to finish that thought. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason why I said, do you remember that show is because
So
when
go
you
ahead.
mentioned, okay. The only reason I didn't mean to come in and step on you for reals, um, dude, and I really didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. But the thing is, when you said Cosmos, it reminded me of that show. I think it was called Into the Cosmos with Robert Ripley.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
But I would say, would you agree with me that most people don't like have like an active working knowledge of the stars the way they used to?
I would say because of so much technology, as you mentioned, the black box, because they're staring into that black box, um, instead of going outside and maybe staring at the sky with a telescope, or maybe even just looking up at the sky. People look up at the sky nowadays and they go, what is that big fucking thing up there? Oh, sorry. But they say, what is that big thing up there with all the stars on it? So yeah, short answer is, I would have to agree with you.
All right, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no worries, man. We're all good. Let's keep it moving. We got to get it right or pay the price.
Huh?
I'm just trying to be funny. So I have the article ready. I don't know if you're queued up for the top 10 proofs that ancient. I forget now what the dang thing even says. Hold on.
Right. I was gone for so long that even said you thought that my mind was gone.
Oh yeah, top 10 ancient Egyptian alien hieroglyphics, proof of aliens' life.
You could say that. Oh, never mind. I was trying to do the thing that you said. Oh, that's easy for you to say.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and bring up this stinking computer. Hold on.
All right.
Let me go here. Oh, now I got the incredible Bigfoot footage on. Okay, hang on. I got to go back to Messenger.
That's okay. This is my favorite part of the show.
Messenger. 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 All right. Let's see here. Click it or ticket. And there we go. This is going to make things awesome, dude. I'm glad we're doing it this way instead of the old way, which was Hangouts. It's so much easier. And I'd like to also thank Bad Service for being here tonight, along with Lotar 900, who just entered the room as I was getting my coffee while you were talking.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Lothar 900.
here's the images. I'll go ahead and put them on the screen. And as you're talking, you can tell me which ones to.
Yeah, that's the one we're going to start off with.
All right.
I don't know if you are able to zoom in or not or anything, or even if you need to. But, I said little green men, but then the very first thing we got here is an example of what we would call a little green man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true.
So anyway, that one there in particular, it says various hieroglyphic panels bear images of humans interacting with beings that do not look like humans. These beings are mostly characterized by large craniums, large eyes, and look more like those green men that you would get to see in the sci-fi movies of these days. Now, I do kind of stand corrected in the sense that they do look a lot like them, but I don't know if they viewed them the same way, or if they had more, some type of almost seems like they had some type of working relationship with them, like they were actually interacting with them on some way, shape, or form. They weren't just coming and one little Egyptian guy just kind of ran back to the pyramid and says, "Hey, I just saw a UFO," and everybody's like, "Yeah, right, whatever." No, these guys were actually talking to them. It seems like they had some type of relationship that they had established. Would you agree?
Well, here's the theory I've always had for the longest time about the pyramids. When I was a young man, probably around the age of 20 or 25 or so, I came to conclusions that it had to be aliens that helped build the pyramids, or they in fact were enslaved by the Egyptians, who the Egyptians forced them to build the pyramids, or they weren't going to give them any more M&Ms. That was the conclusion I came to, due to the fact that the aliens had the technology to float in the air. They had special boots that they would put on as they were working on the pyramids. And, just saying all that to say this, that yes, I would agree with you.
All right. Well, thank you for that long answer.
Yeah. Yeah. To make the long story short. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's. I guess I'm sorry. I mute myself up when I start to talk. That makes a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and move on to slide number 2, please.
All right. There. Oh my God! Look at that guy.
All right, number 9, the strange appearance of the various Egyptian gods that are seen in the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics certainly point out that these gods were unearthly and they were extraterrestrial visitors. The Sphinx, the Anubis, etc., are examples of beings that are thought to be aliens in reality. And that it really does look kind of like out of this world, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah, is that the real picture of the Sphinx?
I don't know that that's the Sphinx, but it's I think that is like how that's one of the things they would put the mummy inside, isn't it? Like I think of Tutankhamun, how he was depicted, how he has that thing on his forehead.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure. I wish I could be. I wish I was more articulate on my working knowledge of ancient Egypt, but I am not, my friend.
And as everybody knows, this is a Mandela effect here.
Yeah, apparently, what is it now? It's a scarab?
Well, no, I mean, this cobra and this bird was never on there. Like it was a bird.
I thought it was a scarab before. Maybe I'm getting it twisted.
Oh, yeah, that does kind of look like Dan, doesn't he?
Yeah, before he has his coffee in the morning, yeah.
Okay, no, but seriously, I don't think this is the actual photo of the Sphinx. I think this is a photo made to look like a gray attached
Yeah,
to.
the only thing that looks like natural human on him is the ear. Everything else is way off base. Wouldn't you agree?
I would definitely agree with that. Yes, my friend. It looks
But
extra.
they nailed the ear though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He looks like what are those millennials called that they wear the earrings, the big gauges in their ears, you know?
Oh yeah. But way back then, I guess it was a thing.
It was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Oh, okay. So this and now this is a thing. Okay. I got you. Um but no, you got the long goatee there, kind of looks like the end of a rattlesnake or something, you know. Or I guess it wouldn't be a rattlesnake, it'd be like a cobra. Cobra, you know.
I would like to know what the point of that was. I wonder if it was like what made you look cool or trendy, to have the elongated thing hanging from your chin,
Well,
like our modern day goatee, but that was like what you wrapped it in or something. I
well,
don't know.
I can tell you from the research that I have done. Usually, when a certain culture has elongated things on their face, it represents a man's fertility. Like the longer your goatee was, the more attractive you would be to females.
Okay, I got you. Kind of like the relating today, like they. I get it. I'll just leave
Yeah,
it at that. All
yeah.
right.
Well, no, it's supposed to. I think it actually is supposed to be a sign of fertility.
That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, you're trying to be the head honcho in charge. You got to have the longest thing on your chin. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can put it that way. Yeah,
All right.
like the man with the longest goatee would win the hand of a fair maiden, I guess.
There you go. That was a PG-13 way to put it.
Uh-huh.
All right. Your next image you see here is number 8. And it's the hieroglyphic depiction of the ancient light bulb. Makes it evident that ancient Egyptian had developed the technology of how to generate electricity and work with electric light bulb. The hieroglyphic at the Dendera complex shows that with support from some super intelligent extraterrestrial support, ancient Egyptian had made such objects. Now, when I see that particular thing, I don't. Oh, did you lose me?
No, I'm look where
I don't
this.
come to the conclusion of light bulb when I look at that image. I'm sorry.
No, you know what I come to the conclusion of?
What do you come to the conclusion of?
That this is another display of fertility of how the ancient Egyptians used to attract a mate. They would put a great big glass light bulb looking thing in the general region of their genitalia. And that's
Trying to make 6 inches look like more than 6 inches. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how you might be going there with that.
Yeah. Oh, man. But I can also see how this could be considered a light bulb, though, too. I mean, you got the light bulb, of course, and the little wire thingy that goes inside of a light bulb here. And
yeah, like a filament. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And then you got the wire here hooked up to some sort of what might appear to be like an electronical device of some sort.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's definitely like I would say below that is some sort of you would say like a harem or something like that going on.
Sure. But you know what? When I see this thing is so freaking huge that these women underneath here are using it as a tanning bed, is what I see.
uh, hey, you know what? Who am I to say your perspective is any better or worse than mine? And then I wonder what the that you notice right above it is some type of book, or it looks like a book, a tablet or something. I don't know. Maybe it has. I don't know what role it plays in the whole thing. And then over to the right, you have like that person, almost like they're holding like I'm thinking of like the air traffic control guy that's bringing in the
Yeah,
airplane. He's holding those batons, like directing
yeah.
which way to point it or something like that.
That's the impression I got too. And also, if you take a closer look at him, he kind of looks like a reptile person.
I was gonna say a rabbit because
A
of the
rabbit?
ears, and then like a rabbit's face.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I see like a lizard type head right here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It could go either way. You rabbit, lizard, what? But yeah, both.
So, yeah, but I don't see where you see a rabbit. Where do you see? Oh, because the ears are going back like this.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was seeing like the whole headpiece. Like all of this is one headpiece.
Okay. I mean, once you see something a certain way, it's hard to unsee the way you've already kind of once you've established your mind's established it one way, it's hard to go the other. You know what I mean?
Sort of like magic eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let me flip back here to the next one. All right, we're on number 7. It's the little narrative that goes along with this is another work of hieroglyphic art depicts a flying object that is emitting some rays pointed toward an animal. This hieroglyphic is concrete evidence that not only aliens exist, of course, yeah, well now they must exist, but they also have been abducting animals and humans since the ancient times. See, I don't always draw that same conclusion. I think the people who wrote this were very they have very limited scope of imagination. You know what I mean?
You know what I see? I see an egg here, and I see a guy with a bag of chicken on his head here, and I see an incubator like this. I know this is supposed to be the UFO flying above, shining beams on this egg to try to beam it aboard his ship. But it looks more like to me a UFO with an alien inside of it and one of those ancient old Chinese hats on his head trying to hatch this egg.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, that it looks like a teapot turned upside down or something like that.
Oh, really?
More than it looks like a UFO. Like if you imagine it flipped upside down, like you would, it's like a carafe you would pour out of, the handle on the right and the pouring thing on the left. But maybe it's just the way that it's chipped up there on the right side. But and then if you look at the rays, you see how that could be a sunrise, and those are the sun rays coming up. Because if you look just to the left of those rays, you see stars as if it was nighttime right before they appeared.
Yeah. But if it's nighttime, that's when most people see UFOs is at night. And
well, what I'm getting at is, okay. I don't know how they, because they depict a story. So then you go over to the right hand side there, and you see the rays kind of come into that caption on the right hand side, where the two people with the headdresses on are standing doing some type of ritual.
Yeah.
And then below that, you see the whatever they call the what are the rulers called? The pharaohs.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, down there on the bottom right. I don't know. It's really hard to draw without a strong working knowledge of the culture. It's really hard for me to draw a
Well,
definitive conclusion.
this right here looks like a naked queen, and these two guys are rowing the boat. And she's got
Oh yeah, it is kind of like a boat or a chariot type thing.
yeah. And see, that guy has a whip, and he's whipping this guy, and he's saying, "Stroke, stroke, stroke, stroke."
Yeah.
Call the hospital. I'm having a stroke. Oh, shit. Let me get on my cell phone. Because okay, never mind. I'm funny. Anyway, moving on.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right, next we have another hieroglyphic that is found in the Temple of the Pharaohs. I just said pharaohs. Isn't that funny? Where an alien is found that resembles exactly the little gray men about who we keep on reading in the various tales of alien encounters. And I do think that that's kind of like the author's slant here, is he's fully intending to try to make it the correlation that they seen, that this is that they our current little gray men is kind of how they were perceived back then. But I think that's like the goal of his writing here, is to try to connect the two, our modern day sci-fi with ancient alien or ancient Egyptian culture. And I really do think there's a major disconnect. I think that everybody always wants to create that association and make it the same as our modern day sci-fi. But I really think that their interpretation of aliens was totally different than our modern day philosophy on the subject. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think that this author is going to be able to sway me from that. And the more I look at these examples, the more it just kind of in my mind shows how differently they viewed them versus how similar it is. And I don't mean to go like on a long tangent, but looking at that image, what do you make of it?
Well, I got to tell you, here's what I think. And can you mute up for a second?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get to that button.
Okay, cool. Yeah, here's what, and please bear with me. Here's what I see. I see this is their depiction of God, like how they think of God, and God is controlling this UFO here.
Hey, I'm sorry, bud, but if I mute up, I get a big square that says my mic is muted, and then I can't even look at what you're saying. So I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I'm echoing, but all right. So this is God, their depiction of their God, and this is he's controlling this UFO, and the UFO is sending down beams of love to these two guys, this woman and this man, and he is creating life, the first creation of life, by using this UFO's beams to not make the man and woman fall in love with each other, but to give them the life force that they need to create new life. And then as they're creating new life, you have two spurts of children down here, and this is their children, which moves on to the second generation.
I see how you came to that conclusion, and I kind of see what you're saying. My slight variation on that would be maybe that you see the alien with his hands up there at the top, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I guess that's a UFO right there under his chin, right?
Yes.
All right. And then it does almost seem like, you know how they have that theory that the Nibiru came and they kind of cross pollinated our DNA and kind of made us like a hybrid of alien and human. You know what I mean?
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
not saying I believe in this sort of thing, but I almost feel like this image is kind of trying to depict that cross fertilization uh, of alien to human. That's almost like a romantic scene there in the center of the circle, where like you would think in modern day, like of two people falling in love or forming a bond or a relationship, right? And then,
Yes.
like you said, underneath that is the new race or the new thing that was created out of it.
Ah, yes. Very good insight, my friend. Very good insight. Okay. So, do you have any more you want to talk about this picture before we move on?
No, I think we should just before moving on, let's check with chat and see before we get too far ahead of ourselves, see if they've had anything to add to the conversation.
Let me take a look here. It's an oil pot pouring out on an oil egg. Oh, that's the earlier one.
Yep, I remember that.
2 spurts of go-kart Bob laughing at what I said earlier.
I know what you're saying there.
Yeah. Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
Yeah, ancient astronaut theorists agree. That's what they always say on the Ancient Alien Show.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like me the other day when I'm sure if Mystique was here, she would agree with me.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure if the ancient alien theorists were here, they would agree.
Yeah, well, even if they weren't here, I'm sure they would agree.
Exactly.
Oh man, you crack me up, dude. All right. We'll move on to the next one then.
All right. I'm waiting on my screen here, so just bear with me.
No problem.
All right, now we're up to believe it or not, we're halfway through the list. We're at number 5. And this one says, let's see what this crazy author came up with on this one. Mysterious alien-looking creatures are being found in many hieroglyphic panels all across Egypt. These beings have large black eyes and look humanoid, but certainly they are far from being human. All right, let me get back over here and see what's going on. Yeah, I would say that almost in that particular image there, he almost looks insectoid. I'm almost thinking of like the aliens from like the Simpsons, where they're always like they're kind of like evil, dominating, evilly trying to figure out ways to dominate the world. Or maybe it's Futurama. I'm getting it twisted.
Wow. No, I think you're right. I think you are thinking of the Simpsons.
Oh, okay. And that's he's got that thing in his hand again, like almost like that pot we were talking about earlier that I said was turned upside down.
Yeah, but you know what I noticed about this one? I noticed like there's feathers coming out the back here, and he's holding on to the back end of a bird.
Yeah, that's what it is.
If you look at the top here, you can see the beak, and look down here, you can see the
it is some type of bird. He's holding it by the neck and the wings.
Yep. And here's another bird.
So you think it's like a sacrifice?
Oh, yeah, and this is like the altar. They're sacrificing to the alien gods.
Yeah, it almost looks that way.
Mm-hmm. Because
like, please don't wipe out our village. Here, we'll give you this chicken.
Right. Yeah, and this over here, look at this.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. It's trying to escape almost.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That's a good point, sir. See, what happened was they were trying to force the aliens to build their pyramids, and the aliens got pissed off and decided to fight back and wiped out. they wiped out 30% of the population, and now they're trying to give them bird sacrifices.
Well, I think you kind of went out on a far limb there, but who am I to disagree?
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Who am I to disagree? Never mind.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Well, all right.
Number 3.
All right. Number 3.
Whoa.
Well, no, actually, we're on number 4, sir.
I thought you were already on number 4.
No, that one was number 5.
Oh, okay. My bad.
All right. Flying saucer is seen in one of the hieroglyphic panels that are found on the walls of ancient Egyptian monuments. The shape and structure of the alleged flying saucer is so accurate that someone might think that the ancient alien Egyptians had referred to a sci-fi movie to draw it. There you go again, where he's trying to make that connection. You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
This, however, proves that ancient Egyptians did encounter alien spaceships, and that is why these objects have found their place in different work of hieroglyphics. I kind of agree with that last statement there. I mean, it is proof that they were seeing something that strongly resembles the same thing we're seeing in the sky today. And one could also make the argument that that technology has always existed for whatever reason. I mean, we don't know much more about it now than we did then, except for that we kind of emulate it in our aircraft and things of that nature. And, you know, some of the most recent military drones and things that have came out have tried to recreate or emulate, I should say, that sort of posture or stance as far as, or design, I should say, in the aircraft that they're building. And I wish I knew what some more of these symbols meant that's around it.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I really don't.
I know that I know that this is like an all-seeing eye type thing. This is an ankh. This is a fertility egg. This is a shoe shine guy who's shining.
Yeah, he looks like he's worshiping.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought he was shining somebody's sandal. That looks like a fish or a vase.
Yeah.
And the rest I don't know, but this one is definitely an ankh.
Right.
And this is a Charles Schultz, Charlie Brown depiction.
It's his T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good grief, Hebrew.
I know, right? Oh, and you know, this is the sergeant, the 3 stripes there. You know.
Well, I think that's just another Charlie Brown symbol that got cut off to the left.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a chevron. Okay.
Well, good thing that we had your masterful insight on those. Thank you.
No problem. Moving on.
All right.
Whoa. That looks.
I know, right?
Tell you right before you say something. I don't mean to step on your toes or anything, but this looks like the skull from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Right. Yeah, it looks like the I see the doctor coming out now to tell the queen, well, we got your MRI results back, and it looks like it looks like you might have suffered some brain damage when you tried to stick your head through the bottom hole of the pyramid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one, man. That's funny. Oh, shit. I wish I could mute up. Hold on. I need to mute up a
All
second.
right. So the caption reads: Many hieroglyphics bear images of humans with extra elongated craniums, as naturally human cranium is not supposed to be that long. Oh no, no, really? It is believed that by the alien enthusiasts, these verbiages crack me up, man. That that ancient Egyptians tried ropes on the skulls of their babies to make the cranium look elongated. This
Oh,
was a measure to emulate the appearances of aliens, is what is widely believed. I disagree with him again. I don't think that is what's widely believed. I think that they were just like the first generation of the DNA altering, and and so they kind of had alien heads for that reason. But who am I to say, right? I'm not no expert on the subject.
well, neither am I, but I will put in there. Can you mute up for just a second? I'm not going to point the
No, you're
arrow.
fine. Go ahead. Let me get to the button.
Okay, I'm not going to point the arrow.
Oh no, I've got a good look at the image already, but you gotta give me a second to get there.
Okay, cool. Now, when I look at it, and I actually remember the biographic depiction of these aliens with elongated heads, and they talked about the crystal skulls, and they talked about it before the Indiana Jones movie even came out, and there were several of these skulls all around the world, and I think the official narrative that some scientist dude gave was exactly what you're talking about, that they used to squeeze the top of the heads and stretch them when the baby was first born to give them this elongated appearance. But I disagree with that, but I don't disagree with it in the way that you do. I disagree with it in the way that I honestly think that these are hybrids of human and alien. That's my
That's exactly that's what I said. I didn't use the same verbiage, but that's exactly what I think. Now I think ancient like cultures since then have looked at the hieroglyphics and seen those images, and then they try to recreate what they see on the walls by doing that to their babies. Like in a more modern day, not modern day like 20 years ago, but modern day like just a few hundred years ago, like maybe like an Aztec or Mayan culture that was like kind of generations past the original ancient Egyptian alien connection. They're trying to recreate that look because it's considered noble or royalty to have that kind of skull because those were the original hybrids, and they're trying to recreate that look because they want to look more noble or royal. You see what I'm saying?
Well, either that or they're trying to attract a mate.
Well, yeah, that would definitely be included.
Yeah, you know what I said earlier about the elongated stuff. It's like,
Right,
hey,
right.
baby,
Yeah, I think that would be part of the package. I agree.
hey, baby, check me out. I got look at my head. I don't know. Anyway, never mind. Next
No,
clip.
I get what you're trying to say. Let's go on to the next one here.
Yeah, let's do. Okay, what do we got going on here?
Let's see. We're almost done, by the way. This is a number 2 of the top 10 list.
Oh, we should have a drum roll before we do the next one.
An ancient Egyptian woman is seen sitting with an alien-looking being. This person can't even type it right. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong. In her laps, and one of the hieroglyphic panels that has been recovered. Human structures can be easily made out of other hieroglyphic. Hence, it is obvious that the being in question is certainly not human, but alien. See, again, they're drawing a strong conclusion of using words like certainly and obvious, where I don't really see that it's quite as certain and obvious as you do that that's exactly what's happening here. But let's look at it closer and get a Hebrew and SAGI point of view, right?
Yeah. I'll let you go first as usual.
All right, let's see here. Again, I see the. You could either say that that's a UFO. I kind of, I could see it as maybe the moon, or I don't know what the big round object depicting the lines down to the people is exactly. It's hard for me to say for sure, but the way it has that eclipse, like that crescent going across the top of it, it almost makes me think like it's some type of celestial thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then you definitely have the elongated skull there on the right, and then it looks like children with elongated skulls, and over to the left, it's like she's like it's a mom holding a child, and then on the top left, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, and she's got an elongated skull, yeah, and then her child does too. So again, I'm thinking hybrid again. Well, what do you have to say, if anything?
Well, here's my account on the situation. I think that this is the sun and that these are rays of sunlight beaming down. But with that being said, the depiction that the guy that wrote the article is trying to say that this is a alien spacecraft and these are beams coming down, and they are, in fact, they came from that spacecraft. However, I think that this is the sun and this is beams coming down, and this is the mom because she's got long hair coming out the back here, and this is the dad because he has dad type eyebrows, and these kids, this is the son and that's the daughter. And
okay, that's a good point of view. I didn't pick up on that.
And of course, you know, you got the hats, which maybe it's just the hats that are making the heads look elongated, or maybe the heads really are that long. I can't really say for sure because I'm not an archaeologist expert.
Well, the kids aren't wearing hats.
That's true. And this one, okay, this one looks like, yes, it does look like an elongated head coming from this child. Not to mention the deformed type shape of the limbs, the arms and legs, kind of skinny. It kind of looks like he has a claw there on each hand. And the daughter looks like she has claws as well. But the daughter, this kind of looks like hair. Like there's some hair going on there. I may be seeing it wrong, but this definitely looks like a female alien to me, just because. And maybe they're both girls. I don't know, but there's definitely no depiction of any male parts to speak of, or at the very least, they're not protruding at this point. But anyway, yeah, that is my basic interpretation of that photo.
All right. Well, let's check with chat, see if they've had any comments on these last couple slides.
Oh yeah.
Before we move on to the last one.
Well, another late night says that's definitely that was earlier.
Well, what did he say?
No, he was talking about the one with the wacky antenna on top.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know what? That one we saw at the wacky antenna on top kind of remind me of the spaceship that they depicted in the Flintstones, Kazoo spacecraft.
I see what you're saying.
The Great Kazoo. You know.
Yeah, I wonder who would win, like in an epic rap battle between the Great Kazoo and Marvin the Martian.
That's a good question. I would think Marvin would. But then again, the Great Kazoo has magical powers. So
Right, yeah. It's hard to say, man. It could go either way.
But I think that's all we're going to get with the audience participation so far.
Okay, well, let's move on to number one.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, here is number one. We should have had some graphics come up, you know?
Right.
Like David Letterman's top 10 list, you know?
Right, and you throw the paper and you hear glass break.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe we'll do that next time.
All right.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, here is the number one thingamajiggy.
I would say this is probably one of the most famous images, the one that you see most often when people want to make a correlation between modern day aliens and ancient Egyptian ones. It's the Temple of Seti at Abydos. It has hieroglyphic panel that bears symbols resembling the helicopter, the spaceship, and fighter jet planes. These hieroglyphic panels were made 3,000 to 5,000 years ago when man had no idea about these modern day vehicles. And I guess you did I not send you the image? Because you're not looking at what I'm looking at.
I'm looking at the image, sir.
But that's not the image that goes with what I just read.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is the Virgin Mary thing. We'll talk about that later.
Do I need to resend you the image?
Hold on. Let me. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I believe so.
Just bear with me here. I had a pop-up ad.
Whoops. Nobody watch. Nobody look. Shit. Nobody saw that, right?
I was busy doing something else.
Oh shit.
If you tell someone not to look, they're definitely going to look.
Our contest is blown, man.
Well, you don't have to tell them what they saw just because they saw it.
Okay, no, our contest is not blown. That was me.
All right. Okay, let's see here. Messenger. All right, I sent it to you.
Uh-oh. What was that being? Catherine Snows just said eyeballs.
All right, I sent it to you.
Okay, let me get it popped up here. Oh, for God's sakes, why did I do that? Okay. I thought I had the screen share off a while ago. All right. No harm, no foul. Here we go. There you go.
Yeah, wouldn't you say this? I'm sure you've seen this image a few times, but that one there on the top definitely, I could see how someone would say it looks like a helicopter.
Okay, yeah.
And then you got let me go back to the article here. And then you got the fighter jet plane and the spaceship. It's like all three kind of in one little image there.
There's the helicopter. There's the submarine.
Yeah.
There's the something. And there's the fighter jet. No, is that the fighter jet plane there, or is it down here?
I guess it's open to interpretation.
Okay. This looks like a
And it looks like he's
spacecraft.
dropping a missile or something.
Oh, yeah, out of the
Or a
bay.
bomb. Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like it's a depiction of war.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then those would be like soldiers there on the bottom left, kind of like in a marching formation, maybe. I don't know. They could just be some type of, it could be some type of text as well.
Some of it kind of looks like an architecture structure almost.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's that.
You know, it's what is obvious from this is they were not primitive. It's not like they're drawing people with spears attacking bears. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
This is like high tech, highly technical things happening. Technology is in play here. That's not just like normal nature stuff that, them fighting woolly mammoths or something.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. No, they're they're definitely no woolly mammoths in there. Although I will say this creature right here kind of looks like a dinosaur.
Okay.
Like with a real skinny neck.
But yeah, this one is, I would say, probably one of the one that comes up a lot, very often when you try to have this conversation.
Oh yeah, especially when you're talking about ancient aliens. Like, did you ever watch that show, Ancient Aliens?
Yeah, when it first came out, I really enjoyed it, but as it went on and got into later seasons, it just got a little too. It got a little too. The propaganda level just went a little bit beyond my threshold of being able to continue, because it just seemed like they were just trying to draw the most outrageous conclusions and direct me into thinking their way, and I hate when people try to do that.
Oh yeah, they were trying to feed you the information as though force it on you.
Yeah, trying to force a particular belief system into me to make me, because all the ancient alien theorists agree,
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 dentists recommend our cheap ass toothpaste, but that.
Yeah.
But the one guy realizes that fluoride causes MK Ultra brain manipulation, so he strongly discourages such use.
Right. Ooh, I gotta tell you, man, that coffee really gave me a full stomach.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I might have to run into a doorknob here in a minute and expel a great big belch.
Well, that would be my 5th favorite part of the show.
Okay. Wait a minute, 5th.
Yeah, I'll just tell you the ranking as they come up, okay?
Oh, okay, I got you. One of these days we should do a top 10 Hebrews' greatest screw-ups.
Well, or better yet, Sagi's 10 favorite parts of the show.
There you go. Okay. Oh, boy. Hold on a second. I got to mute up.
All right. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, so next I think we're going to bring up that image of the Virgin Mary. We discussed it, I don't know, it's probably been close to a year ago now, last time we talked to it, at least 7 or 8 months ago.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who we had on the show that was looking at it with us, and
I could tell you. I could tell you right now.
Who was it?
Good old Jesse.
Yes, it was Jesse.
Jesus is Calling channel, her channel.
Yeah, she's actually the one who I think brought us the image.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But let's go ahead and bring that up when you get a chance there, and we'll dive into it.
I most certainly will, sir. Whoa, too far.
Hey. All right.
There we go.
All right. So this particular image, I chose it because it shows the entire painting, and then it shows close-ups of the UFO itself.
Yep.
And this is a Virgin Mary painting. I'm going to go look up the history of this painting real quick while you.
Okay. You do that, and what I want to say about this is, you got the Virgin Mary here, and the baby Jesus, and then the angel that told Mary that the baby Jesus was coming. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. That's what I think of when I think of the angel that came and told her, "Hey, listen, you better get ready because in 9 months you're going to give birth to the Messiah." That's the very image, the angel part, not the part where he's already born. He's out there and he looks like he's about, I'd say about 10 or 11 months old, or maybe even older than that. Looks like this definitely does not look like a little tiny infant Jesus. And look at the musculature that the artist depicts here. That baby Jesus sure has one heck of a some gains here. Like he's been lifting. He was lifting 2 mules on each end, of a pogo stick or something. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Never mind. It just looks like he'd been lifting some weights. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, sorry guys. I get a little slap happy about this time of night. But anyway, and then you see the UFO back here in the background. Then you see a tinier bit closer here, and over here these guys are looking at the UFO, much like we would today with our cell phones, except they didn't have cell phones back then. So these guys had little tablets that they chipped and with a hammer and a sickle. They chiseled in what they saw, and then they would text it to their buddy. And by texting, I mean, now,
all right. So we were. By the way, we got this all discombobulated, my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. He wasn't texting it to his buddy.
Well, yeah. Not only that, but it's the Madonna with Saint Giovanni.
What?
Yeah.
No.
And it's from the 15th century. And if you look closely, you see what appears to be a UFO flying behind the Blessed Virgin Mary on the top right. Here's the part, there's the part zoomed in. But then the article goes on to say, here's what's really going on. In the first case, the flying object represent the sun left and the moon right. The idea that there are people inside them piloting them comes from ancient mythology and is just stylistic, according to the author of this article. In the second case, the strange-looking object in the angelic hosts that appeared to shepherds around the birth of Christ. You'll see angels depicted in a similar fashion in other paintings. All of the common examples of supposed UFO or aliens in medieval paintings have similar explanations. Sorry to spoil the fun, but these things are not UFO, flying saucers, or aliens. So now you see how this particular author totally removes what the other author was trying to say, in the sense that he's making the correlation that these are angels or shepherds, or angels that appeared to shepherds, around the time of the birth of Christ. So And I agree that there is that they didn't see them the same way we see them in the sci-fi connotation that we've applied to everything.
Now, what I was going to say was this guy here is chiseling the picture of this thing. And in my mind, when he's chiseling in the picture, the way that they used to text back then is they would take the rock that they chiseled words onto and they would throw it at their friend who was either standing here or maybe standing across the way from them. And they either caught the tablet or it hit him in the head. And that's how they would text back then.
Okay. Well, everybody's entitled to their own theory.
But no. I'm, you know what I'm doing there. But no, on a serious note, though, I'm being very serious now. Okay, time to put my serious cap on. I think this is absolutely a UFO. This doesn't look like any kind of what artist drew an angel.
Well, I don't disagree with you in the sense of whether it looks like a UFO or not. I think what I'm trying to say is back then they saw those when they saw a quote unquote UFO, they didn't see it as an alien from Buck Rogers' movie. They saw it as some sort of angel or spiritual entity.
Yeah, but wouldn't they have drawn it like an angel, like what they considered, what they always depicted as an angel?
Well, what they thought of things coming out of the sky or the constellations, no matter what shape or form it came in, it had to have been an angel because nobody invented Buck Rogers yet.
Well, no, nobody invented Buck Rogers yet, but there were still aliens in the sky. I mean,
right. But what I'm getting at is things that came to visit from out of the sky. They're like I like to say knee-jerk reaction. Their knee-jerk reaction would be, well, this must be just a different form of an angel that we haven't became familiar with yet.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I don't agree with it, but we can.
I would lean to think that they would see it in a spiritual sense more than they would see it in a Battlestar Galactica type sense. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, well, I don't know.
It's hard to disassociate the thought that of somebody having a seeing it that way when you grow up with Star Trek and Star Wars and all that kind of stuff in your mind. It's hard to remove it out of your psyche. I think that they didn't have no concept of aliens the way we think of them nowadays. I think they had more of a spiritual sense, but we can agree to disagree. I understand what you're saying too as well. But we have one last image I thought we would look at.
Oh crap! Okay, hang on a second. Yeah, we can look at one last image. It won't show up in here yet, so let me go ahead. Oh wait, there.
Well, I sent it to Messenger.
Okay, here we
go. You just got to scroll all the way to the most recent one.
There we go.
And this is the story of Christmas began when three wise men saw something strange in the sky and decided to investigate. Anyone who's seen a UFO can easily relate to what those wise men might have been thinking. And that's what makes the images in these paintings so compelling. Many unusual aerial objects depicted in paintings between the 14th to the early 18th century look at first glance like modern day UFO sightings. It's easy to wonder why artists of those long ago centuries seemed obsessed with including these curious objects and scenes surrounding the stories of the birth and death of Jesus Christ. The first example here is a wall mural or fresco from 1350. the crucifixion. Artist unknown in the Visaki Dekani Monastery in Kosovo, Serbia, two odd-looking objects with pilots can be seen in the sky on both sides of Jesus. As odd as the details in the upper left and right sections of the Kosovo fresco may seem to modern eyes, they in fact refer to something readily familiar, the sun and the moon. According to Dennis Geronimus, associate professor of Italian Renaissance art and chair of the Department of Art History at New York University. The strangeness to our sensibilities, no doubt, lies in the fact that two celestial bodies are personified by two crouching figures that are shown as inhabiting them, producing a kind of man in the moon effect, Geronimus told the creators of this article. It's the Huffington Post, by the way. He added that the apparent simultaneous presence of both the sun and the moon alludes to mentions in several of the Gospels of the sky growing dark in daytime during Christ's crucifixion. Our next, that's it. There's another painting they go on to discuss next, but I wasn't going to go through the whole. I thought we've been on air for a while. I didn't know how many more you wanted to try to squeeze in, but this one here seemed like a good final image to kind of to look at.
No, well, certainly. I'll let you go ahead with your thoughts, and I'll give you mine.
Yeah. From the 15th to 18th century, like the one we were just looking at before with what was called the Madonna or whatever, and then this one with it being the crucifixion, it really does seem like that the artist wanted to make sure that they included that there was some type of for lack of a better terminology, celestial or cosmic thing happening in the sky as it relates to the birth of Jesus and the crucifixion. So I'm thinking maybe it was some type of eclipse that occurred. I'm not really sure. A lot of times today, if it gets dark in the middle of the afternoon, it's usually because the moon passing in the path of the sun or something like that. But I don't know. I really don't have a strong, this is where I start my flag and this is the way I see it and nobody can convince me otherwise. I just really think that, with the exception of the fact that I know that people back then didn't, watch sci-fi movies. So I think they really kind of strongly correlated them to some type of something coming to visit from the heavens versus somebody coming to visit that built a metal ship and was coming from Jupiter or something like that. So I really don't know. I'm just speculating, but it definitely seems like it's made an impact on our culture for many, many years, even to modern day. So I think that these things are going to have always played a role in our belief system, because look at how it's, even if you go all the way back to ancient Egypt, they were there then. So I don't think they're going away anytime soon. And I honestly believe that someday, maybe not in our lifetime or even our child's lifetime, but someday I think that it will all come to make sense, and we will have a better understanding of why and how and what these the things that come to visit us out of the stars, what their real purpose is, and what their real what's really going on with them, and why they come and why they're so interested in us. I think that there's a relationship that we don't understand that hopefully someday we will come to, and that's really all I got. I don't really have any more than that to say about it.
Well, that's cool, man. Hey, look, I wanted to address these two photos right here for a second, which is in this one whole photo here. This being the birth of Christ, I'm assuming here, and this being the crucifixion, and this being, I'm not sure what that is, but hey, maybe the resurrection. I don't know, but hey, look, these two photos. This looks like a dude, an alien who is in a spaceship, and then he has entered the atmosphere, and that's why it's glowing hot. And then once he's already entered the atmosphere, he's over here now with it already had cooled off. The only problem with that, really, right now at this point, I don't know if this is showing the rocket ship from two different angles or if it's two different rocket ships. Because this looks like the same shape with the spears pointed this way in one direction, and over here the guy's pointed this way in one direction, and he's pointed this way. Oh, he's got his head turned. Okay, I see what's going on here. This is the same guy who has just entered the atmosphere here, and as things are cooling off, he's looking over his shoulder here in this depiction, going, "Oh man, what's going on down there? What are they doing to that guy?" And so, but anyway, that's my. They're observing. They're not actually meaning to be seen, but they can't help but to be seen. They're observing what went on in our culture in the past.
You know what, man? I think that's wonderful insight. I like your interpretation better than that professor who said it's the sun and the moon. I really do think that could be literally what's happening there. Is they're always, whenever there's some type of significant historical event happening on our quote unquote planet, for lack of a better word, it does seem like they always seem to appear then. And I can see how the one on the left could be them coming into the atmosphere to make sure that they came to witness the birth of Jesus, came to witness the crucifixion. And then the image on the left is how the people down on land would view or depict the visual of the alien or UFO or whatever it is, leaving and saying sayonara. I came, I covered the event, and now I'm going back home again. Yeah, I like that. I like that interpretation.
Well, thanks, man. It's just we each of us have a different perspective on things that we see, and we all of us, not just you and me, but I'm talking about the entire human race, interprets things in totally different ways. So
yeah, and often that's what art is meant to do. It's meant to it's basically visual music. It's meant to instill some sort of emotion or conceptual thought or a new perspective, a new way of looking at things. You're looking at the artist's perspective, and he's trying to give you his point of view. But then when you go to look at it, just like when you listen to a song, you're still going to relate it to your point of view. So, but honestly, man, that interpretation you just came up with was very insightful. I was very impressed. Good job.
Well, I thank you, Mike. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But you know what? It's been a wonderful night here tonight on Taco Tuesday. I think we showed some really good UFO stuff, and I'm thinking about making this sort of a theme. We should make it a point to bring up either UFOs or the paranormal or Mandela effects or one of the three or the four, like a topic, a subject. We should make it a point to bring up at least one topic per show that we could cover that would switch the flip. I mean, flip the switch that would sort of spice things up a little bit, shake it up, like when you take some ice cream and then you might want strawberry one week, you might want chocolate the next. You never know.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, we'll keep expanding our horizons. I don't want to. I think it. I think it. This is it's always interesting to talk about things that are open to interpretation, kind of paranormal, kind of fringy, kind of out there. I always enjoy trying to delve into that sort of topic. So I'm with you. I think that should be something that should definitely be a. I'm with you on that being a reoccurring thing that we start visiting more often. I'm enjoying that. I'm right there with you, my friend.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Each of us should bring something to the table that we have interest in. It shouldn't just always be something that, like, for example, a lot of the truthers or the truth community stuff, a lot of that stuff doesn't really hold my interest. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm sure that I'm interested in that doesn't really hold your interest, like a lot of the He-Man lore, the comic book lore, or stuff like that.
Well, yeah, you'd be surprised. I like a lot more than you would give me credit for. I think that you're making some false assumptions there. I enjoy all these topics, my friend. I really do. And I would hate for us to get pigeonholed into one specific thing. And also, anybody in chat, if they have something they'd like us to look into, or maybe like an idea or a suggestion for a future topic for us to talk about, I would definitely be game for that as well. So yeah, let's definitely keep it diverse. Let's keep growing and expanding and our knowledge and our understanding of the world around us in any way, shape, or form that we can. I'm all for it, my friend.
Michelle asked me the question. I don't know how long ago it was, but she asked me, where would I want to see my show going in the next 5 years? And I didn't have an answer for her at that time. But you know what? I think if we constantly have a consistency to our show, but also at the same time, don't put it, and I like the term that you used, was pigeon-toed. I definitely don't want it pigeon-toed.
That's pigeon-holed, my friend.
Oh, I thought you said pigeon-toed.
No, it's hold.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe, we were in between the pigeon's toes. Yeah.
Hey, that's no worse than when I talked about The Apprentice, when I thought you said they fired this guy.
The sky. Oh, yeah. Right. No, yeah, I like the term that you use, pigeonholed. That was a great terminology. I've heard that for many, many years, that term, but I couldn't have said it any better myself. And I myself agree with that. I don't think we should be pigeonholed into just one thing per channel. We shouldn't be known for just one thing. We're an all out, almost like a radio show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no holds barred. Well, if it's out there and it's Tuesday, we can talk about it.
That's right. We could talk about it. Talk all about it. But no, and you gave me an interesting idea when you said something about giving the audience sort of getting their input and some ideas of what they might have for what future shows we could do. And I think we could make that a thing. I think we can sort of put a suggestion box out there, so to speak, a digital suggestion box where they, at the end of each show, they give us some input into what they think our show can be, or they put it in the comments section after the show, or whatever the case may be. That was a good idea you had, Sagi.
every now and again I come up with one.
Yeah.
But let's see. This coming Sunday is the deadline to submit your image of SAGI. If you want to have an entry, I will be doing a reveal at that time. So you might want to put your email address up there if you can,
Oh,
and we will.
yeah.
We're open to suggestions for future topics. Or that's where you would also send your submission if you're going to enter the contest and try to draw a likeness of me before I reveal what I look like to the world. So that's in closing thoughts. All I really have is thank you everybody for coming. I know there was a couple other live broadcasts going on at the same time. So anybody who was here and stuck with us, we really do appreciate that. And anyone just now popping in after coming from the other show, we're just glad you stopped by. And anybody who's lurking, we're glad to have you as well. And anybody watching later at 3 o'clock this morning, we're happy for you too. So thank you, everybody. Thanks, Hebra, for having me on, and I've really enjoyed it. I had a good time looking at ancient alien stuff with you.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and we'll do more stuff like that in the near future. And I just wanted to, this is my final thoughts, by the way. I just wanted to say, everyone out there watching, we know you have a choice when it comes to picking a broadcast, a broadcast, a live stream, whatever you want to call it. But we thank you for choosing us. And hey, just remember, at least we don't molest you like those other guys do.
I can't believe you said that. You're so funny.
I've been wanting to say that for a long time, man. It's like it was an inside joke that we had.
I know. And we went this whole show without getting that, that adult rating on it. Now you just had to go and ruin it for us.
I know, right? Oh man.
Oh, there goes our perfect show. There goes our broadcast license, everybody.
You say that, but that might actually increase our popularity.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta speak what's on your mind, I guess.
Oh no. I am so wrong, aren't I? I'm so bad.
No, but that is an inside joke that we have. We were trying to come up a while back for slogans for the Shifty Sunday back when we finally decided on the one Euler Greg one Euler Greg did that. I traveled 800,000 light years, and the one I'm talking about. I can't even think of the exact verbiage right now. But yeah. Hebrew and I were sending messages back and forth about possible slogans for Shifty Sunday, and one of the ones that got bounced back and forth was that what he just said. At least we don't molest you like those other guys do. And we both used that as an inside joke ever since behind the scenes. And for him to actually come out and say it on live, that's really funny. If you knew the story behind it, the story gives it better connotation. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, you'd have to be there. You'd have to be there.
Yeah, you would definitely not want to be there. So, with that being said, why don't you roll the B footage, my friend?
Oh yeah, I think it's time to go. Okay, let's. Michael Fontaine was here. Catherine Snows, thank you very much. Another late night 78. I just love saying that name. Let's see here. Michael Fontaine. I think I mentioned them. Lotar 900, Awake and Activate with a wrench. Well, Michael Fontaine's got a wrench too. Lorraine Lamore, Go Kart. Bob was in the house. Let's see here. Did I mention Lotar 900?
I think you might have.
Bad Service was here. let's see, JoJo's was here. And of course, I know there was one person lurking. CJ Wood was here. And good old Eddie Von King, the real one. And that about does it for tonight's. Well, it doesn't about does it. I guess it does it. That does it for tonight's broadcast of Taco Tuesday. We would all love to wish you a happy good night, and good night to all, and to all a good night. And we will see you next time on Shifty Sunday will be our very next broadcast. Until then, this has been Hebrew77 and good old SAGI saying so long, everybody. Should I do the thing? Should I say the thing?
No, you did good. Just hit the Taco Tuesday theme song now.
Oh no, I'm gonna do it anyway. Do 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 do.